So it's the 7th of September 2011, and well, we have to say goodbye to our summer months and welcome in the autumn, which is fast approaching. I don't know what the weather really wants to do lately. Sometimes, the last couple of days it's been kind of nice, and then it's been raining, and then it's been nice, and then it's been raining again. So yes, I guess we can say that autumn is upon us and the winter months are soon to follow, and the darkness will be coming as well. But it's been a very interesting 2011, and we still have a couple of more months before the end of the year, and then after that we're going to be in 2012, and well, I'm sure it's going to be quite an interesting year, to say the least. So, for those of you that have been tuning into the show, you would have heard me go on and on and on about Mercury retrograde. Well, it's finally over. Yes, it's over. Yay! Relief. Our computers can start working again. We can start backing up our files without any problems. You know, I mean, I don't know about you, but I've had all sorts of issues during these it's actually a good 8 weeks, because the Mercury retrograde period does actually cover quite an extensive amount of time. And what I had been saying previously was that the planet Mercury, it rules all things dealing with communication and travel. So, you know, anything such as writing or thinking, like the thought process, I always find myself when Mercury is in retrograde phase, I feel kind of stupid sometimes. I forget words, or things don't look right to me. And that's because Mercury is actually a very important planet for me, as I'm a Gemini. But it also, you know, Mercury also deals with contracts. It deals with traveling, computer equipment, cars, electrical devices. You have to think of anything that relates to the domain of information and communication, and that's what the planet Mercury rules. And when it goes into its retrograde phase, well, it makes everything a bit chaotic, and it throws it out of whack. And I know people say to me, well, how can that be? Well, what you have to understand about astrology is that it's very much based on vibration, as everything in this universe has a vibration. So, you know, what happens above affects us below. If the planet is giving off a funny kind of energy, we're going to feel that within the fiber of everything on this planet here, and that's how it all works. So, oh yes, and have you been watching the World Championships for the athletics? Well, I mean, maybe you have, maybe you haven't, but it's been quite interesting because, of course, Usain Bolt, who is absolutely phenomenal, false started and was disqualified from the 100-meter, so he couldn't actually compete in that, and of course he is the Olympic champion. And he wasn't the only one having problems. All sorts of things were going wrong for all sorts of different athletes. And let's see, Dayron Robles, I believe that's his name. He's the 100-meter high hurdle champion. He was in the race and going over the hurdles, and a couple of times bumped into the Chinese athlete, and He won the race, but then ended up having to be disqualified. So he became world champion and then lost the title for obstruction. So many strange things. And also, the 4x100, the British team got itself into a bit of a mess during the 4x100. Basically, on the last leg, the British, one of the runners of the last leg, the British runner, he was in his lane, but his body seemed to have been in the next lane for whatever reason, and that lane was the American lane. So as the incoming runner was coming, he bumped into the upper shoulders of the British athlete and literally took a somersault in mid-air and fell onto the ground, and then affected the lane next to him, so well, there was all sorts of things going on, in the World Championships. It was very, very bizarre, and definitely a Mercury retrograde scenario. So all of that's now coming to an end. And thank goodness for that, because I don't think this planet could take another week of Mercury moving in a strange way. So hopefully you should be finding your feet, and things you have been trying to get off the ground should now be getting some kind of momentum. It probably will take another week, but most likely by September, by next week this time, you'll be off and running. And I've got some sad news. My event, Future Talk 2012 and Beyond, it's had to be cancelled. This is mainly because of low ticket sales, but I would like to thank those of you who did buy a ticket and did show interest. Unfortunately, there's a lot going on with the economy. A lot of people are holding on to their money, and these types of things are the first types of things to really feel the crunch. Events in the artistic world, we all feel it first. So I've had to actually cancel the event. It would have been a good one. I was going to have Anne Ella come over from the United States. Anne's been a guest on my show previously. And I was also going to be joined by Alex G from On the Edge from Edge Media. But well, anyway, it had to be cancelled, so onwards and upwards, as they say. But nothing is lost completely, because I had planned on talking about Planet X throughout the month of September for both of these shows. So tonight, of course, I'm going to be talking about Planet X, and we'll also talk about this Comet Elenin. What is it? What is it not? There's a lot of speculation as to what Comet Elenin is. And I'll be talking about it again in another show later in September. So as I was saying, there seems to be a lot of confusion out there about what Comet Elenin is. Is it Planet X? Is it not? I mean, as far as I'm concerned, Comet Elenin is not Planet X. That's my feel on it, and I'm not the only person that thinks that. Jalailah Starr, for example, I know she has said that Comet Elenin is not Planet X. Nancy Leader has also said that as well, and also, of course, Anne Ella has definitely said that she does not feel that Comet Elenin is Planet X, and actually she feels that Comet Elenin is more so a distraction and it's disinformation. But she'll be able to support her statement in her next interview, in her next follow-up interview when I speak to her later in the month. So, there's a lot of confusion out there on the internet, but I think what's been going on with Comet Elenin is that both professional and amateur astronomers have been looking at this body. They've been, I know at least, with amateur type astronomers or people just interested in general, have been playing around with, certain types of software that allows you to look at the alignments of the planets and what have you. And they've been coming up with this idea that when Comet Elenin makes a certain alignment, things are happening. Mostly seismic activity is happening. I believe it's assumed that the earthquake in Chile and also the earthquake in Japan had a certain kind of alignment with Comet Elenin, and hence the high intensity earthquake. So is this truly the case? Or is it just HARP? There's just so much out there, and you really do have to sift through the information and make a deduction for yourself. No one's going to spoon feed you this information. You have to feel what's right for you, and you have to know if it's correct or if it's not correct. But I'll be doing my best tonight to try to bring some light to what all of this is. What is Planet X? What might Comet Elenin really be? I've got a great guest tonight, Andy Lloyd, author of Darkstar, and we'll try to figure out the fact from the fiction if we can. I mean, nothing is for certain in life, but we'll give it a go. And I think it's going to be a great show. Oh, and another news I just wanted to share with you. I was a guest on the show On the Edge last Thursday, which airs on Edge Media TV. That's Sky Channel 200. and I was a guest with Alex G on his show, and I had a great time, and a really fantastic crew there at Edge Media, TV. They do a really, really good job, and I thought that I would just share with you a bit about what Edge Media do, because not everybody has Sky TV. You can receive Edge Media, also known as Controversial TV, through FreeSat, which is a satellite TV a device, or you can get it through having a subscription with Sky TV. And from what I understand, you don't necessarily have to have any subscription with Sky. You don't have to buy any fancy movie packages or anything like that, or sports or anything like that. You can actually just get it with basic Sky. But Edge Media is an independent TV channel, and it allows alternative and suppressed views to be aired. And they've had some difficulty. They were off air for a while last year. They are back. They used to stream online as well for free, and that was also stopped. But they will be coming back with some new programs, and also bringing back their streaming service. So lots of people from around the world will be able to catch them online, and they do a really, really good job. It's such an excellent channel. They'll have things on there like Democracy Now! I don't know if you've ever caught Democracy Now!, but that's hosted by Amy Goodman, and Democracy Now! Have actually won quite a few awards, I think, in the past, but they syndicate around the globe, and Democracy Now! Is a great alternative to the corporate news that's out there, to BBC, to Channel 4, Sky, so they do an excellent job trying to get different information out. And you'll also catch things like Zeitgeist has been aired on Edge Media TV, and also America, From Freedom to Fascism, that movie that's also been aired. So really great content. So keep your eye out. If you'd like to know more about Edge Media, just visit their website. I believe it's edgemediatv.com, something like that. But great channel. So I'm going to move on with the show, because I could sit here and just talk, and I've got a show to get on with. And we're going to take a break, and when we come back, I'm going to be joined by my guest tonight, who is Andy Lloyd.
No